Hey world. All right, so it's Gabrielle. This is motivation time. I come to tell you and motivate you. It's not about what you feel or think. It's not about. Life is not about what you feel or think. All right? Especially if you're someone that's choosing to serve God. It's not about you anymore, boo-boo. It's not about what you feel or think. All right, you have so many of you think you're smart. You think you're smarter than God. You think you're smarter than people who may be anointed and qualified to help you for a season in your life. You think you just can't, you just think you got it going on because you may have a degree or because of what you learn and have knowledge of. And that's a lie from the pit of hell. You've been greatly deceived by your own foolish mindset. Because wisdom, God's wisdom, looks at you and calls you a fool, a simpleton, and sometimes an idiot. You should never choose to be quote unquote wise in your own eyes, meaning what you think is the only truth and what everybody else says, you'll determine according to your foolish mindset if you want to receive that and add it to what you already know. Because see, Proverbs 3:7 says, do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. See, a person that's wise in their own eyes has no fear of God. In order to fear God, you cannot be wise in your own eyes. Meaning that what you feel and think is correct. That's what you live your life by. However you came into that kind of lifestyle, because more than likely, a person who is wise in their own eyes has not been mothered and fathered. They haven't been disciplined. They are a rebellious, stubborn renegade. And they function a mentality, whether male or female, is that of a child. Because see, you have children that function like that. What they think in their world, because they're naive and ignorant, and some of them are very rebellious in nature, they think that everything they do is correct and right. And when the truth comes to them, they want to challenge it and buck against it and fight with it. And that's when they get their tail toe up. So look, this is motivation. It's not about what you feel or think. Because if that's the case, a lot of people in the grave will still be living. It's not about what you feel or think. If that's the case, a lot of women would not be still getting abortions. It's not about what you feel or think. If that's the case, he would have married you, boo-boo, and been divorced his wife. And you thought and felt that he would be the one, even though he was in the process of a divorce. He was still married. He's still married, even through a separation, still married. Even through a process of a divorce, still married. As you can see, he didn't follow through on it, because guess what? It's not about what you feel and think. It's not about what you feel and think. You know, you may feel or think that, oh, well, maybe if I do this 10% right here and knock out all the other percentage. No. If you are given instructions on something or rules or policies to do something, you have to do everything that is in that writing in black and white. It's not about what you feel or think. Just like if you go on a job interview and they give you instructions to follow coming to the interview, and they say you have to create and register. You, because you wise in your own eyes, you want to go past that, ignore that, and just take the little test, the questionnaire, because you feel and think that that's a waste of your time. You're too smart for this. You've already been there. You know how this goes. Excuse me. It's not about what you feel or think, and that's why they didn't choose you. Because you showed yourself as a person that's not worthy and qualified of their time to express the meaning of their company and the person who owns it. You do not express their heartbeat and mindset because you're wise in your own eyes. It's not about what you feel or think. This is why some of you still ended up sleeping with different people. Because you feel and think you have to test drive people sexually to base that on if you're going to marry them or not. That's why you're not married to a suitable partner. Because it's not about what you feel or think. And some of you, God is disconnecting people that he sent in your life out of your life. Because according to you, you only chose to follow the instructions of what they was given to you, to give to you, according to what you feel and think. And when you dealing with God, it don't go that way. Now, you know, when you're dealing with rebellious people, that's very stubborn, yes, it goes that way. And when you're dealing with people who are wise in their own eyes, it goes that way. But no, this is why God has also disconnected and sent you on your way to the left and released his vessel to the right. Because it's not about what you feel or think. It don't matter if you don't think what the person is saying is correct or not. When it's God giving you instructions through that vessel, you have to obey every order, every instruction. Period. Not semicolon, not apostrophe. Period. Not an exclamation point. Period. Okay? So this is motivation. In life, in relationships, in anything, it's not about what you feel or think. Even if you're somebody that's in college and the professor may give you instructions to do something or whatever, and you feeling like because you've always gotten straight A's in this field in English or art or whatever, you don't go to certain days of the class and stuff like that. And then you end up having to take that course again, or they won't release the credit to you for that class. Because it's not about what you feel and think. You're wise in your own eyes, and that's where you are a fool at. You are foolish, and that's dumb of you. Because it's not about what you think in life. It's not about what you feel. If that's the case, people who call AIDS wouldn't have caught AIDS if it's about what you feel and think. That's why a lot of people catch STDs. Because common sense is not about what you feel and think. Just because you felt the vagina and you felt the penis doesn't mean it's going to stop you from contracting a STD, a sexually transmitted disease, and spiritually transmitted demons. Because it don't matter if you felt like they're the one, or you feel like they're being honest with you, or you think, you can handle what comes with it. The truth goes against what you feel and think. Because you are like Proverbs 3:7. You are wise in your own eyes. And people, if you are wise in your own eyes, you're foolish, you're rebel. That means you're very foolish. You're a fool. You're stubborn. You're rebellious. Because rebellion is actually the strong man to stubbornness. So your nature is very rebellious. Can't nobody really tell you much of anything because you're wise in your own eyes and you don't even fear God. And most of the times when you're dealing with people who are wise in their own eyes, they're quick to tell you that they do fear God and they are this and they are that. But their actions reveal opposite. The actions show the truth. Them being rebellious, them arguing back and forth with you, them debating with you, them resisting, them being stubborn shows that they don't fear God. They don't even love God. They don't even love themselves yet. Not yet. So again, I'm Gabrielle. This is motivation. I just came to motivate you and say, look, life, period. And what all comes with life, relationships, colleagues, business partners, entrepreneurship, your salvation, your obedience to God. If you're somebody that chooses to believe in God, it's not about what you feel and think. It's not. There's so many people from different walks of life, different cultures and diversities can tell you from experience and even from what they're going through now, from them being wise in their own eyes. It's never about what you feel or think. Just because I feel like I can handle the heat in the kitchen doesn't mean that I'm not going to get burnt. Just because I feel like I can swim in an ocean or whatever with sharks doesn't mean they won't eat me. It's not about what I feel or think. It's about the truth, and the truth is what stands. So you being wise in your own eyes is what's going to fall. You're going to have a great fall. So if you are someone who's wise in your own eyes, I come to tell you, if you haven't already experienced it, get ready for another great fall. Because every time you go through this, until you choose to stop being wise in your own eyes, your falls are going to be more severe, more heavier, and more penetrating, more breaking to you. Because a person who is wise in their own eyes has to be broken by God, has to be broken through life lessons, drastic measures, especially when they're male. So the more rebellious they are, the more harder they will have a fall. The more stubborn they are, the more resistant they are to the truth, the more harder they're going to have a fall to reality and actuality. So get out the way, pray, and keep it moving. And sometimes when you're dealing with people who are wise in their own eyes, they can't see the truth until you leave their life. Because you're blocking their vision spiritually and naturally. So let go and let God. Motivation. All right? It's not what you feel or think.